Welcome to Chair Yoga. I'm so grateful that you chose to take this time to take care of yourself. Let's get started right away by finding a nice upright seated posture. So today's class will take you through a range of gentle movements to warm the body. We'll keep the breath at the foreground, and we'll take a short meditation at the end of our class. There will be some standing poses today, of course. I've chosen to sit in a chair, but if you're more comfortable on a mat, of course, if that's your preference. I'll start by squeezing a block between my legs. If you're on the mat, obviously, you're going to make the determination as to whether that's even possible. Coming to find a tall spine. Yeah, you could do a seated, staff pose there, Leslie. That's great. Noticing the feet on the ground or noticing wherever your body is touching the earth. And just taking a moment to arrive in whatever state of being you're in, you are welcome here. You might just roll the shoulders up, back, and down a couple times, or make any movements that feel useful to you so that will enable you to stay in this more static posture for a moment. Today I'll rest a hand on my heart and a hand on my belly, shift my gaze down or even close the eyes and begin to turn my attention slowly inward. So right away I'll just notice my body, this container for my energy, my spirit. So just noticing my body in this room around me, noticing the sounds in the room around me. And then turning my attention to the sensation of breathing, welcoming you, Virginia. We're just centering here. Hand on the heart, hand on the belly allows me to feel the movement of my breath. So I'm just trying to find a little bit of focus on the feeling of breathing in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. Breathing in, just taking one breath at a time. Each breath an opportunity for me to come back into the present moment, exactly how I am in this moment. Finding each breath an opportunity to start again. If we've lost the thread, just coming back, finding that flow of the breath, moving in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth, in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth at whatever pace feels right for you. And you could continue to breathe like this, or you might want to add some bee's breath, just a gentle humming on your exhalation with the mouth closed. Coming into this moment. Taking a few more bees breaths. And maybe one more. Very good. Returning the hands to the lap. And just for a moment noticing if the breath pace or rhythm has changed, if your experience of being in your body has changed. Maybe you feel a little more patient, a little calmer. Maybe you're ready to move. So blinking the eyes open, still finding that nice posture, whether you're on the floor or you're seated in a chair. I've got my feet about hips width distance apart. And for me, it's a way to measure that is just to have this block. So I'll begin to move my head from side to side, tilting the right ear towards the right shoulder, left ear, left shoulder. And in order for me to really get the benefit of this, I have to stay and hold it for maybe 1/2 of a breath. So maybe an inhale and an exhale to center, right? Or you could stay there for a full breath cycle, noticing the effects of this gentle stretch for the upper shoulders, upper neck. This is part of my regular routine, so I've already done a full almost 2 minutes of this, and it's really useful, really, really useful for me. All right, when you're ready to begin to do something different with the neck, you might tuck the chin, lift the head up and back, moving at your own pace. Maybe you can thread the breath through this movement. Inhaling to lift, exhaling to tuck. Just noticing if one direction feels more or less challenging. And when I ask you these questions about how does this feel, what is the sensation like, this is the practice of svadhyaya, or self-study. What is it like to have this body on this day? As you're ready, returning to neutral and bringing the arms down at the sides. That's beautiful, Leanne. We'll inhale the arms out and up. Exhale the hands to heart center. 10 arm salutes. Breathing in, breathing out, getting the blood, getting the lymph fluid moving, moving at your own pace with the breath. Exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. Doesn't have to be the full range if you're feeling touchy in the shoulders today. Halfway there. You could even shift the gaze downward or close the eyes for the second half of our arm salutes. Reaching up, grabbing that little slice of heaven, bringing it down to your heart. And then the next time you bring your hands to heart center, just staying there for a moment, closing the eyes and holding in your mind's eye all of your fellow chair yoga practitioners or mat yoga practitioners in this moment together, whether live or later on the recording, and sending well wishes out to one another. A lot of us are experiencing challenges with staying motivated, challenges with creakiness, challenges with just a lot going on. Sending those well wishes out and being open to receiving those well wishes too. We are not alone. We are here together in our satsang or community. Beautiful. Let's interlace the fingers. Give yourself a little squeeze here, and then we'll push the palms away. I might round the back a little bit, taking good care. And then inhale, sit up tall, kiss the ceiling with the palms. And then release the arms down. Maybe you just bring the hands behind you or grab onto the chair. If you've got the hands loose behind you, you can grab onto a wrist or opposite elbow. And I'm just lifting the heart, pushing the belly forward, and doing whatever feels best with my head and my neck. If you're somebody who feels good extending, you might lift the head up a little bit. If you're like me and you need to take good care, you might keep the chin a little more level. Opening the chest. That's good. And then we'll release and let the arms dangle a little bit. And I might take one shoulder up, back, and down, the other shoulder up, back, and down. Just kind of get things rolling. Rolling, noticing. I like it. Mimi's got some, it's almost like a dance move, Mimi, what you're doing. It's very, very rhythmic, very graceful. I love it. All right, and then we'll bring the arms down at the sides, and I'll take my block out. I'm just gonna shift forward in my chair and kick out one leg at a time. So if you're on the floor, you can just kind of kick out the legs a little bit and stretch the legs a little bit. And then see what it would feel like to lift the right leg up and hold it. So for you on the floor, this might be a little bit different. You can keep the heel down. We're just circling the ankle. Breathing in. Breathing out. Notice which direction you naturally went in. Was it clockwise? Was it counterclockwise? And then you're going to go in the other direction. Beautiful. And then we're switching sides, bringing that left foot out, circling in one direction, whatever feels natural, and notice. Is it clockwise, counterclockwise? So self-study. And then going in the opposite direction. And then we'll release back to neutral. So I'll take a little space between my legs. And begin to circle my torso in one direction. Stirring the pot. It could be nice and slow. You might need a more grandiose, dramatic movement this morning, or whenever you're practicing. And when I'm ready, I'll come back in the other direction, noticing the weight distributing across my sit bones. And then from here, I'll slowly ebb and flow back to neutral. My pendulum getting smaller and smaller. Bringing the arms out to the sides like a cactus. So squeeze the fists, make a strong fist. I chose to come to yoga today. I'm giving myself a virtual pat on the back for doing that. And then we'll inhale, lift the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another, elbows back, release to neutral. Inhale, lift the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, release to neutral, and one more like that. Big breath in. Exhale, give yourself a big hug. Notice which arm is on top. Naturally. You might tuck the chin. And then opening the arms back out. This time palms are open, lots of space between the fingers. You could even exaggerate how much space is in between the fingers. I love it. And then we'll take 3 more shoulder squeezes. Inhale, lift the heart. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze. A lot of you said you wanted to improve posture. This is one of those good yoga snacks for improving posture, turning on these muscles that are at the back. And once again, giving yourself a hug, opposite arm on top, if you can remember, right? And then we'll tuck the chin and take a breath in and thank yourself for taking the time to take care of you. Releasing the arms. I'll bring my right arm inside my right knee. And if you're seated, you can just have a wide-legged stance and lifting the left arm up and maybe taking a circle. So taking good care if you're caring for your shoulder here, and you're just working with what feels best in range of motion. And then I might keep my left arm lifted and feel the side bend in that left side body. Breath in, breath out. Relax the right shoulder. That's good, Cindy. And come back up, switching sides. Left hand inside the left knee. Breathing in, right arm rises up, and we might take a couple circles here. Juicing up the body, waking up the body. That's good, Larry. And then if it felt okay, you might keep the right arm lifted. Feeling that stretch in the right side body. Breath in, breath out. Relax the left shoulder. Breath in, breath out. Good. And then we'll release back to neutral and walk the feet back to center. I'll take a few cat-cows. So if you're on the mat and you like to do this hands and knees, you can come to hands and knees. I will just show you the side body here. So all I'm doing is rounding and arching the back. And my arms move with me if I'm seated. So elbows back, arms straight. Find the breath, add the breath, and allow the breath to become the foreground of your experience as you arch and round the back. That's good, Mary Jo. A couple more times, and this is preceding our transition to a seated posture, a standing posture, just how I like it. If I've been sitting a while, I'll take some cat-cows in my seat. Good. And then coming back to neutral. If you're on your hands and knees, you can balance on the knees for a moment. And I'm getting ready to transition to a standing posture. So I've got my hands in my lap. And I'll just simply inhale and stand up to whatever, in whatever way feels best for me. Yeah, I like it, Leslie, a little child's pose on the way. Take a sip of water, adjust to everything. We're going to do a little bit more standing today. That's good, Larry. Walk it out a little bit. And right away, I'm going to come into a wider legged stance. And just add my imaginary hula hoop moving in slow motion. Imaginary hula hoop moving in slow motion in one direction. Notice which direction you chose to go in first. And then this hula hoop, which never falls, is going to move the other direction. I like it. We've got a little bit of almost like a little Hawaiian dance thing going on over at Mimi's house. It's beautiful. All right. And then from here, I'll be lifting my right arm up and coming up onto my right tiptoe and releasing down. I'm just taking my time here. Inhale, lift left arm, left tiptoe, release down. Inhale, stretch long, release down. Breathing in, left arm, left tiptoe, release down. Now this time we're going to lift and hold onto the tiptoe and slowly exhale that right heel down, keeping the right arm up, finding that beautiful stretch in the right side body. And release. That's good. Inhale, left arm lift, left tiptoe. Exhale, slowly bring that left heel down. Right shoulder's relaxed. And release. Really nice, Cindy. And then coming back to standing posture with the feet about hips width distance apart. Always an option to hang on to the chair as we come into our calf raises. So first I'll sort of attend to my toes. My toes on my feet at the end of my leg somewhere down there that I tend to forget about. So I'll take a peek down, notice how I'm standing, pick up all 10 toes, spread them wide, dig them down like I'm kind of digging down into an imaginary sand. And wouldn't that feel good? Lifting all 10 toes, digging them down, and maybe we're practicing on a beach together today. Digging my toes down into the imaginary sand. And then just staying here. As I get ready to rise up onto my tiptoes, option to hold onto the chair with one or both hands as we lift up and slowly descend down. Still kind of digging into the earth with my toes. Now, some of you may not have the ability to feel what's going on in the toes due to peripheral neuropathy. And if that's you, you're just going to do your best and stay safe. If you like, you can add some arm movement. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Good, we'll take 3 more, floating up, floating down. That's good, Larry. As you come up, feel how light you are. As you come down, grounding down into the earth. Last one. Beautiful. All right, I'm gonna just turn to the side so you can see me, but you stay where you are. I've got my hands on my chair. Feet are hip distance apart. I'm going to bend my knees and shift my hips back for chair pose. Chair pose, I'll also invite you to pull the belly towards the spine so you're super engaged across the belly. And I feel my low back working here a little bit as well. See if you can kind of place some of the engagement into the glute muscles, and maybe the arms reach straight in front. So from here, and maybe the palms can face each other. We're going to inhale, lift the arms up, straighten the legs. Exhale, sink back down, chair pose. Bring that weight back. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink down. Maybe you go a little lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink down. Weight is back. And last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, sink down into your chair pose, weight is back. Let's bring the hands to heart center. Pushing the feet apart isometrically. That's great, Mimi. And then we'll come up nice and slow. Do you feel that work in the legs? Do you feel that work in the legs? Good. So let's take a downward facing dog, either on your mat in traditional form, or you might use the chair to help bring the floor up to you. So that might mean the back, hands on the back of the chair. That might mean the hands on the front of the chair if you wanted to go a little bit lower. You might be working towards moving towards the mat. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And getting ready to come up nice and slow. Walking my feet forward. Slowly coming up. And stepping that right foot forward. Bringing my left foot back to our Warrior One posture. Warrior One, my hips are pointing forward. I'm bending and straightening into my right knee. And my back foot is at a slight angle. And then when I'm ready, I'll keep this right knee bent. Engage that left glute muscle, which should feel like it's just been energized by the chair pose, right? I'll hook my thumbs together in front of me. And inhale, lift the arms up. Of course, if you feel like you need the chair, please use it. And then here, I'll let the shoulders slide down the back. Pull the belly in, right towards the spine. And find the breath. And breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. That's good, Mimi. Breathing in and breathing out. Nice job, guys. Bring the hands down. Walk the back foot forward a little bit. Both legs are straight, so we have a shorter stance. Option to use the chair for pyramid pose. So I'm just going to reach my heart forward, and I might bring my forearms down on the back of my chair, or I could bring my hands onto my leg. Like that's another option here if you want to go a little lower, or whatever works for you. Maybe the chair has a little bit of a lower setting. Weight in the back foot as well. Just taking a gaze down, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. One more breath in, and breathe out. And walk yourself up. All right, so I'm going to start to transfer the weight into my right foot. For this, I really love having a chair for this. So I'll pick up my left leg and just kick it back. Pick up my left leg, kick it back. And maybe you don't need a chair, and that's fine too. And then I might stay with my left leg lifted if I feel safe, toe pointing down. Belly is pulling up towards the spine, whatever you want to do with the hands. Maybe the hands stay on the chair. Maybe one reaches out to the side, breath in. And breath out, come back up to stand. All right, nice job, guys. Walk it out. Take a sip of water. Notice that how one side of your body feels in comparison with the other, right? So it's a little bit of a challenging class today, right? We're having some effort, creating some effort in the body. You guys doing okay? Good, all right. Okay, so second side, left foot forward, right foot back. Coming to warrior one of the best poses I know for uplifting the energy while staying grounded. Okay, so bending and straightening into the left knee and then staying with the left knee bent, engage the right glute muscle so the hip is protected. Hook the opposite thumb on top from what you did last time. And then when you're ready, inhale the arms up. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, relax the shoulders. Breath out. Breath in, breath out, and slow release the arms down. That's good. I'll step my back foot forward a little bit, shortening my stance, both legs are straight, getting ready to take a bow into my pyramid pose. Hands could be on wherever is suitable for you, for your hamstrings. So it might be the hands are just resting on the back, or the arms could be straight there too. I'm not really putting a lot of weight in my hands. Breath in, breath out. You got it, Pat. Taking a breath in and a breath out. And one more. All right, coming back up nice and slow. Great job, Leslie. We're going to take the weight into the left foot and slowly kick the right leg up and bring it back down. And do this a few times. And if it's in your practice today, you might keep that right leg lifted. Yeah, maybe the hands on the hips now. Yeah, that's good. Arms out to the sides are nice too. Beautiful, Judy. Using the chair if need be. And then we'll release out of this nice and slow. Walk it out, feeling a little more balanced on each side, right? And then we'll take another downward facing dog. So taking a downward facing dog, using the back of my chair, the front of my chair, or the floor. Finding what works for you today. And I'm not going to push past discomfort because I think I should, right? But I also am not going to shy away from giving myself a challenge if that's what might be better for me. Breath in, breath out. And then slowly come on up. Take that sip of water if you need it. And I see some of you are just sort of naturally finding a little bit of dance movement. If you would like, you can find some movement the body's asking for. Maybe a little torso twist. Maybe it's a little bit of an opposite arm, opposite leg movement. Maybe it's one more set of hula hoop. I like it, Leanne. It feels very energetic. Good. All right. I'm kind of like getting down with Cindy over here. All right. And then I'll come to the back of my chair. And I'll take my warrior two stance today. So feet are nice and wide, all toes pointing to the same side of the mat. Right toes to the right, angle the left foot in. Hips stay pointing towards me. Right, so bringing those hips towards me a little bit, Leslie, that's good. Bending and straightening into the right knee, and then when you're ready, you could keep that right knee bent. Reaching the right arm over the right knee. And if it's in your practice today, you feel safe doing so, left arm can come out to the left. Take a peek back, notice where that arm is, and then return the gaze over that right hand. Take a breath in, breath out, relax the shoulders. Breath in, hug those muscles along the bones. Breath out. One more big breath. And release. I bring my left hand down, straighten my right knee, and lift my upturned palm up, reversing the warrior. And then releasing back to neutral, all 10 toes pointing straight ahead, shifting to warrior two on the left side. So left toes to the left, angle the right foot in, bend, and straighten a few times into the left knee so you can sort of feel what feels like the best place to stay. When you're ready, left knee stays bent, left arm over the left knee. If it's in your practice, right arm reaching behind you, you could even check out where that arm is. Developing proprioception, right? Very, very important for us, improving balance. And then turning the gaze over that left hand. Breath in, breath out, relax the shoulders. Breath in, breath out, hug the muscles along the bones and in the legs. One more breath, that's beautiful, Cindy. And then we're bringing the right arm down, flipping the left hand, lifting, reverse the warrior. And then releasing back to center. We'll take a wide-legged forward fold. So for me, I like to do this with my hands on the front of the chair, because I can go down a little bit farther. You might even just bring the hands to the legs. But I'm not going to push past discomfort. And some of us, we want to keep the head above the heart for various reasons. High blood pressure, glaucoma. So you might even shift the weight from side to side a little bit here. And then when you're ready, come on up. We'll come around to that left side of the chair if you're using one. and getting ready for a tree pose. So, hi Anne, welcoming you. In my tree pose, I'm just going to start by taking a little bendy bounce. A little bendy bounce. And then I'll bring the weight into my right foot, pick up my left heel, open the knee to the side. And this might be as far as I want to go today. If I'm feeling like a little bit unstable or I have a hip issue in my right hip, you might travel the foot up a little higher. Everything is zipped up, right? So zipping up the core, and then you might rest a left hand on the heart or wherever feels best. And maybe just a millisecond, that right hand meets its mate. Breath in, breath out. That's good. Breath in, breath out. Use those glute muscles. And one more breath in and breath out. Kick it out. And boogie on over to the other side of the chair if you're using one. Little bendy bounce. Feeling pretty strong on the legs here today after everything we've done. Taking the weight into the left foot. Pick up the right heel, open the leg to the side. Taking care if you're caring for any injuries on this side. You might keep the toe down or lift the foot up higher. Zip up the core, so you kind of lift from the core area, and then resting the right hand on the heart. Big breath in. Feel what that feels like. If you feel stable, you could try just lifting the left arm up for a moment. You can always touch back down. The side could be more challenging, right? Breath in. Breath out. Maybe you're ready to grow those branches. All right, one more breath and release. Kick it out, walk it out. Take that big sip of water or coffee or imaginary sip of water, right? Got a mime over there, Leslie. All right. Got a little cross crawl exercise happening at Pat's house. So Pat, I think we'll join you. What a good idea. Lifting opposite knee to opposite elbow. Doesn't have to touch, right? Just going in that general direction. And we know this is good for coordination, proprioception, centering the right and left hemispheres of the brain. And you could even extend the arms and legs long. If you're done, you're done. Oh my gosh, I just touched my foot to my toe. I must be getting better at yoga. All right. And then releasing, and we'll come to the front of the chair or getting ready to come to a seated posture. So before I come all the way down, I'll take a chair pose on the way to my chair. Bending the knees, shifting the weight back, or you could just take a chair pose, right? Arms reaching out, fingers teasing, wiggling, so I can sending you all good energy today, receiving your good energy. And then when you're ready, you can come to sit. We'll take our hip stretch, so crossing that right ankle over the left knee. Giving yourself a little foot massage while we're here. Take care now. Grabbing onto the shin or knee, hugging the knee in towards you or reaching the heart forward. folding a little bit here, hinging at the hip to whatever degree feels safe. And I'm not necessarily gonna round into this. I feel I get more out of it with a nice tall spine, and my gaze is down, but my chin is level with the earth. Shoulders are relaxed. That's good. And then slowly coming out of this and moving into the twist. I'm just going to cross my right knee all the way over. Arms can reach out to the sides. We'll take a pulse to the right. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, pulse to the right. If you're laying down, you just stay there. And last one, breathe in to center. And exhale, twist. And now we'll stay, bringing the arms down for your support. Peeking over that right shoulder, notice if you tend to jut your chin forward, and see if you can just pull that chin back a little bit and use the abdominal muscles to twist. Breath in, breath out. One more breath. And release to center. Great job. Let's try the other side. Crossing the left ankle over the right knee, giving yourself a little foot massage here. Right, we know this is another thing that's great for peripheral neuropathy is foot massage. Desensitizing, creating new neural pathways. And then we'll grab onto that shin or knee, big breath in. Exhale, reach the heart forward or hug the knee in. Let the shoulders relax, spine is straight, chin is level. Breathing into the sensation wherever you experience it, just noticing. Good, and then we'll come back up, cross the knee over, open the arms out, take a breath in. Exhale, pulse to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left, just using the abdominal muscles. Inhale, center, and one last time, best one yet, twisting, keeping the arms in place as we sit up tall. Peeking over that left shoulder. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Slow release to center. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take a few moments to massage the muscles in my jaw. I just take 2 fingers and move in a circular motion. That masseter muscle works pretty hard and tends to sort of tighten up. So moving in one direction and then the other. Don't be afraid to dig in there. It's a pretty strong muscle. And then I'll move my fingertips up towards my temples, maybe a little bit above my temples. Sometimes I feel the temples are a little too vulnerable for me to press into, so I move above them. And then anywhere else on the head, sometimes I like to smooth out the area in between my eyebrows and along the brow. Just kind of pulling that apart a little bit. Maybe there's a little scalp massage you want to give yourself. Maybe the base of the skull. I like that. And then we'll take a lion shape to really release any tension in the jaw and neck. I'm just going to lean forward here. You could still do this if you're laying down, no problem. We're sticking out the tongue and creating a soft roar. Gaze is at the third eye. few more breaths. And then releasing and making any other movements the body's asking for. So that might be one more big stretch. That might be another cobra shape, right? An arching of the back, if you didn't get quite enough of that. If you joined us a little bit late, you can do whatever it is you feel like you didn't get that you really always come to yoga for. That side body movement, super important, when we keep our arms by our sides all day. It's really nice to lengthen and stretch the muscles in between the ribs. Any other neck movements that might feel good? And then we'll begin to wind down with a breath meditation. So I'm inviting you to come to your most comfortable posture. And that might mean going to the couch, that might mean going to the floor, that might mean staying exactly where you are. It could mean that you want to put on your socks if you've taken them off, or put on a layer. Body temperature tends to drop when we are meditating, when we are staying still. So I'm going to go ahead and put my socks on. I tend to be cold in my feet. Also, option to find whatever posture feels good for you today. And just arriving in that posture you've chosen, knowing that you can change that at any time. And allowing yourself the next few moments to rest the body. Allowing the body to rest is just as important as moving the body. Allowing the body to recharge, all the blood to circulate. So I might close my eyes or soften my gaze down. And I'm just going to sort of talk you through relaxing the body. Starting with the top of the head. And moving down the muscles of the face, allowing the jaw to rinse, to relax. Letting the back of the neck release, shoulders soften. Letting go of holding or any effort throughout the whole head, neck, shoulders. Allowing both arms to be heavy. Both arms are relaxed and still. Letting the belly soften. If you're holding the belly, letting the belly go. And even starting to bring some awareness of the breath into the belly. Breathing in, belly rise. Breathing out, belly fall. Breathing in, belly rise. Breathing out, belly fall. Continuing to breathe and allow this relaxation to seep throughout the whole spine, the lower back, the hip joints, traveling down both legs to the thighs, knees, shins and calves. Allowing both legs to be heavy, both feet to rest, relax. Allowing the whole entire body to rest. The whole entire body is relaxing. As we turn the attention to the breath, seeing if we can focus on the inhalation, focus on the exhalation, finding the breath moving into the nose, out through the nose. Breathing in 2, 3. Breathing out. 2, 3. Breathing in, belly rise. Breathing out, belly fall. Inhaling. Exhaling. Maybe you begin to slow the breath down. Breathing in for a count of 3 or 4. Breathing out for a count of 3 or 4. Inhaling and exhaling. Seeing if you can allow your mind to rest on the breath. The only thing moving is your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Perhaps the breath is beginning to lengthen naturally to a count of 4 or 5. Breathing in, breathing out. Staying with the breath pace that feels right for you. Staying focused on the breath. Breathing in. Breathing out. Can you follow the next 3 breaths as closely as possible? And then letting your attention go. Letting go of following the breath and just coming back to a natural rhythm. Beginning to bring some small movements back into the body. Coming up to sit if you've been resting on the earth. Meditation is becoming more and more part of my regular everyday practice. As we exercise the muscles in the body, we must exercise the mind. The mind is really the biggest challenge in a lot of ways. So hoping to share with you a little bit of that anchoring I experience through meditation. We'll bring the hands together at heart center. Turn the gaze down or close the eyes. And once again, in our mind's eye, envisioning or just feeling all of the presences of each other in this moment. Those of us who have just practiced together live or those who are joining us later. Thanking you for sharing your practice in this community setting. And being open to receiving each other's well wishes. We'll close our practice with the sound and vibration of one single Om, inhaling for Om. Om. Thanking you so much for your practice today. Namaste. Thank you. Hope to see you soon.